Hi, I'm Sam, your resident fantasy reader.
And I'm Morgan, your romance reader, and we welcome you to Just One More Page,
where it's never just one more page.
Morgan, guess what?
Oh my
Guess
gosh.
what?
Did you
Guess
get
what?
Kindle?
No.
Oh.
I wish.
What?
No. The Olympics started.
Oh, yeah. I love how, by the way, I watched a little bit of it on TikTok, and I also watched a little bit of it on, they replayed the entrance of it. And let me just say, USA has the biggest boat.
I know. Oh, I mean, Australia had a huge boat too.
Yeah, they did.
But I've convinced Derek, and we're probably going to do it. And I don't know if you want to join in, and I don't know if you want to make plans on the podcast. But the 2028 Olympics are in Los Angeles.
Actually, girly, it got moved to Australia.
No, Australia is 2036 or 32.
I thought Australia got
so Brisbane's 2032.
Girl, I rather, as much as I would love to go see the Olympics, I would rather jump off a bridge than go to LA.
I know. I just,
the traffic.
Just how many opportunities are we going to have to have it in our home country and
That's
legitimately be like USA. So we're talking about maybe going and seeing at least one event when they come in 2028, and then 2032 is Brisbane, Australia.
Oh, okay. Because for some reason I thought they got switched. That's why I was like,
oh no, I went and Googled all this stuff. I was way ahead of it because I don't know what it is about the Olympics, but I'm just super unnecessarily patriotic during these next 2 weeks, and I'm just like, the United States is the best. And then when it's done, I'm just like, I'm from Canada.
You're like, hi.
Hi.
No, so I think that the United States is actually hosting FIFA in 2026.
I know we're going to Boston.
Oh yeah, I'm going to that one too.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm, I want to really bad. I've already talked to a bunch of coworkers about it because I absolutely love, whenever it comes, I'm always watching the games. And so I'm going to go, whether I have to sell a kidney or not, or my books, we will see. But I'm set for the USA. I feel like every single time the USA comes around, I remember in high school, we were excited about it.
Dude, we were kicking it in, was it our civil history class or something like that, where he had a Jeopardy game, and we had the Olympics category, and you and I just
destroyed it.
Destroyed that category.
We're like, hello. We obsessively watched it. And I remember we would stay up late and watch it too. Because it was.
Oh, I know.
I think it was there was one in London, I remember, but I don't think that was in high school.
I think it was the London Olympics.
Was it the London Olympics?
I think it was London, yeah.
Don't remember. I don't know. Me, Sam, by the way, just to let everyone know, in case I seem a little off my game. Me and Sam are recording earlier in the morning, which is something that we usually don't do. But I want to say right now, Sam, when we open up our bookstore, don't schedule me in the morning. I am not. I'm waiting for. I rolled out of bed. I was like, ugh. I also last night am playing The Sims, and I'm trying to. Anyone plays The Sims, you would know that they did a huge update. And all my mods are destroyed. So I have to go back through each mod. Sam is so annoying. I have to go back through each mod, add some in, see which ones work, add them out, add them in, add them out. And it's, so I stayed up late doing that, which was not the funnest time. But and also what's not fun is when this goes up the next day, I have jury duty.
Oh, ew.
I know. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous because I don't like doing things I haven't done before. But also on top of that, I keep thinking about that show, Jury Duty. And I'm like, I got to be on my best behavior because what if I'm in court?
No, they're just going to voir dire you, which is just asking you a whole bunch of questions because they've picked you for jury duty, but they haven't picked you for the jury yet.
Well, I'm hoping that they won't pick me at all. Because I'm like, bestie, I just took a huge vacation. I don't let me go back to work and make some more money. Then you can summons me, please.
You're front and center for our true crime podcast that we apparently want to start now because you're on jury duty.
Oh, there we go.
Hint, 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 wink, wink. No, I'm kidding.
You're like, I have a podcast. What's your podcast about? Books, but also true crime.
also true crime, and you can listen to us. We're
Here's the
totally
thing.
detectives.
Here's the thing is jury duty starts very early in the morning, and I don't think the best in the morning. And sometimes when people ask me questions, I'm like, wait, what? Like, because I'm not fully awake. So I can't, they're going to be like, this woman doesn't even understand English. So let's send her home. Like, thank you. I would love that. But I'm kind of glad it happened now, not before. But talking about vacations, how was yours?
It was okay. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to yawn.
Girl, it's okay. It's early. It's early in the morning.
No, it was okay. It was better than I expected. The last few times we went up north, I was basically like begging to come back home.
Yeah.
And this time around, it really wasn't that bad. We actually like, because I think we had with having the baby and stuff, we went to like Willow Park, which the whole park is now changed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not like that big wooden structure that we used to play on as kids. It's now this like plastic structure. It's actually really nice though. And then just like, I mean, we just found things to do. We tried to like stay busy, and there were a lot more people around because a lot of people were also on vacation or just like a staycation at the same time. And so
Yeah.
we were able to like see people. So it was nice.
That's good. I'm very jealous that you were able to go in Northshire.
Girl, there were so many people. Oh my
Listen,
god, there
if
were
you guys
like that bookstore is tiny, like
Yeah.
narrow. It's not really
Yes.
tiny, but it's narrow,
Yes.
and it kind of seems like when you've never been in there before, it's kind of like maze like.
Mhm.
And there were so many people, and they changed some of the sections around. So I was literally like searching for a section, and I couldn't find it, and found out it was like moved to the front of the store. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Yeah, well, Northshire was the bookstore that we grew up with. It's a small local bookstore, and they had it in one original building, and then they added on to it. And so it's like if you go see it, it reminds me of the Weasley's house where people like they built onto it. There's like the newer section, which is in the back and up top, and then they have their older section, which is like when you first come in and has like I loved it because it has wooden floors. Please don't tell me they got rid of the wooden
No,
floors.
there's it's still creaky as shit when you walk through.
I love that because when we walked through, it's like creak, creak, creak. Oh, I loved it. I was so jealous that you went. Next time, we're gonna go to Vermont. Maybe not for a whole week because we both will get bored, but just to go to Northshire and just so we can relive our childhood.
Yeah.
I loved it. My vacation was long. It was good. I read a couple books. I went to go see my sister. And because she lives in Savannah, and we went to the Savannah Banana Game, even though it got rained out and canceled, which was not
Ew.
fun. No, it was not fun. And people were like, so we got there early. By the way, can I just say right now? Because I went with my whole family. My mom, I'm calling my mom out. I'm never, if there's zombies, never on my team. Never on my team, Sam. Because my mom, listen, sorry for this random part of the podcast, but so my sister was like, hey, they open up the gates at, I think she said 5 or 5:30. The game doesn't start till 7. But like, so and the tickets are like everyone gets their tickets, but there's no like assigned seats. So my sister was like, I'm gonna run in because I know where we're gonna sit. They have season tickets, so they go quite a bit to the games. So my sister's like, I'm gonna run in by myself because everyone charges the doors at once and it's really chaotic. So I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna get our seats and I'll call you guys when I get the seats. And I'll tell you guys where to go. Everyone's like, okay, that sounds good. So we're all going to hold back, right? So there's tons of people, Sam, like tons of people at the door waiting to go in. And when Liz said they rush and inside. And so what do you think my mom did the minute they opened the doors?
Froze.
No. She starts running into the she starts running into the building, Sam. She starts running into the building. And then me and my sibling and me and my dad all have to run after her to be like, no, stop. And I don't think my sister realized the chaos behind her because me and my younger sister were running after my mom, be like, no, mom, come back. That's just your side note. Don't invite my mom to to fight zombies or to go to a banana game. Never. Don't do that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Sorry, I feel like we haven't seen each other in like
I know. Like usually the chit chat doesn't last this long, but like we haven't like actually talked to each other in like 2 straight weeks.
Yeah,
So
so listen, you guys are
yeah.
suffering through our talking,
Yeah,
so
we didn't even do like pre podcast chit chat. Usually half this conversation happens off the recording and you guys now get to hear it on the recording. So
yes.
welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the chaos of the prior to the show starting.
And
That
you know
part.
what? You know what? We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, so get over it, okay? Just kidding.
Let's talk
Well,
about this book.
yeah. So this week we read a romance novel with a twist, or dare I say, shake and not stir. If you, I mean, you probably don't get where I'm coming from, but like,
Yeah.
listen, okay. This week we're gonna be discussing a romance novel which is called "Jewel Me Twice" by Charis Reid. Which, if you can't get from my little joke that I tried doing, this is a spy romance novel, which I love because I love me some spies. But this novel follows Celeste, who has run into her ex partner both in the crime and in the sheets. It's been 5 years since she laid eyes on Mangus, and 5 years since a robbery that led to a precious jewel being lost. But after their mentor dies, they must get the crew back together and carry off one last theft. Putting their grudges behind them, they must work together and travel around Europe in a real life treasure hunt. Celeste and Mangus quickly rediscovers how well they work together. The higher the stakes, the hotter the sexual tension. But one slip up and it won't be only jewels on the line, but a future that just maybe has been the ultimate prize all along. So, Sam, what did you think?
I didn't like it.
Girl, me too. Okay, tell
I
me
didn't like it.
why didn't you like it?
I just felt like I don't even like there's not one specific reason why. I just overall didn't like the book. I didn't feel chemistry with the two main characters.
Mhm.
I felt like the heist wasn't like high stakes at all. It just like I don't and a lot of the reasons why I don't like it, I'm really not gonna be able to get much into until we get into the spoilery section. But like this is I mean, I get it, it's a heist thief romance novel, but like I didn't even feel the romance in between
Yeah.
them. I just there was no connection and there just no chemistry whatsoever. It just felt very like bland and like two-dimensional.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm glad that I'm not the only other person that didn't like this book, because I thought it was just me, because I have been reading a lot of romance novels recently, and I love my romance novels, but I was kind of like, maybe I went overdone it with a romance. I'm kind of out of it. I'm kind of like wanting to read something else, which is why I'm a mood reader. But like I I didn't like it either. I was like you said, the tension wasn't good. I also I also am not a fan of second chance of love at all. Like, that's one of the tropes I don't really care for. So that was already like a negative point for me. But on top of that, I guess I wanted, because I think spy, I think they're getting the crew back together. I think of like Ocean's 13. Is it 13? Is that the right one? Or is it?
Yeah.
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 And I just didn't get that. I didn't get like the vibes of Ocean 13. I thought it was gonna be more of them like getting their crew back together, of them the treasure hunt, which they did go on a little bit of a treasure hunt, but I just felt like things happened so easily for them.
Yeah, I
And
really do too.
yeah, and I just wasn't invested in it at all. Like, and you know what the sad thing is about this, Sam? It's the
Mm.
fact that I was more invested and happy about a side character's romance than the main
I know.
character.
I know, me too.
That just says that we're not into this book. Like, and I also guess like maybe it was a writing style for me too, because I know most books are in like third person, right?
Second person, yeah.
Second. This book was in what, third person or
Third.
second?
It was
Third.
in third person, but it was weird because it was like
Yes.
third person, but like more on one character's point of view, and then third person, but more on another character's point of view. So it was almost like it was like half third, half second. And it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to explain that vibe, but that's how it felt. It was like half third, half second
Yeah,
person point of view.
and it just did not flow for me. I was reading it because I started reading it because I actually had time to actually read, like, physically read the book, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it because there was something like I was like, "What is going on with this book. And eventually I was like, okay, I gotta switch to audiobook because like I couldn't pay attention to it. I also was like bored, and with a spy book, a spy novel, the last thing you should think about that is I'm bored.
Yeah, no, because I downloaded the ebook onto my phone so I could read it like on our because we were driving home the next day after this book was released, and I looked at it and it was like 240 pages, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll have this whole thing read by the time we get back to North Carolina, easy. Like it's gonna only take me a few hours, and like I struggled through the first 3 chapters, and I was like, I have to swap to audio because I'm not gonna get through this if it doesn't just force me to get through it.
Yeah.
It was wonky. I don't even know what other words to say. It was just wonky the whole time.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It just was not a smooth reading for us. And it's kind of sad since this is like our first book coming back from vacation. But you know what? It is what it is.
It's fine. I read a good book before this one, so I'm okay.
Ooh, okay. You got to tell me about that outside the podcast so we stop rambling.
Okay.
But let's go into our spoilers section. So if you would not like to be spoiled, then check out last week's episode in which we did our midway wrap. Also, if you don't want to check out that, we also did an episode prior talking about reading slums. And yeah, so let's talk about this book. If you have read it or if you don't care to be spoiled, then please stay along. So, Sam, where would you like to go from here?
Okay, let's start at the beginning.
Ooh, okay.
And their weird ass makeout session behind the curtain. Like,
yeah,
if you wanted the two characters to run into each other, that's fine. If they were on the same heist, that's fine. But it was just like, we're gonna make out, and then, I hate you. I just like, and then the way it was kind of set up was like you felt like Magnus was supposed to hate Cece, but Magnus was the one like initiating everything, and Cece was just like, I don't even know. It just felt like she wasn't even like truly into it, but then she was like, all of a sudden she was into it, because then you had a moment where she was like, I brought my special toy with me just so I can go to sleep. And then he comes upstairs and they end up having sex anyway.
I'll be honest with you, I skipped through the sexual part, Sam, because I just couldn't do it.
I just, it felt like they were written in there just for the sake of writing them and not for like the plot.
Yeah. Well, I do agree with that because I feel like it would have been so much better because we did have these flashbacks. And it would have been so much better if we had even more flashbacks of them having this relationship, because I do agree. I feel like you're thrown into the book right away and you're like, okay, they're making out, but like I don't feel connected to these characters whatsoever. I don't like understand why they're making out. I don't like, so it's hard to feel connected to them. I also felt like for me, I wanted more. It's not even like I just wanted more romance. I wanted more cutesy romance.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I didn't really like both of the main characters.
Well, and they kind of just felt like convenience of like, hey, we used to have a thing and we used to love each other, so like let's just make it happen again. And then their mentor, who was writing the letters and stuff, it felt like that those letters and everything were supposed to be in there to make you feel like they belong together, because she was like, Cece's not going to know what she has with Magnus until it's too late and blah blah blah. But I'm like, does she really have something with Magnus? Because I really don't feel it.
Yeah, you're like, is the feelings in the building? No. So I don't know about you, Sam, but I thought that Cece was the mentor's daughter.
I did too. The way everyone was talking, I was kind of disappointed there wasn't like a huge twist.
No, there wasn't. And I was like, okay, she was adopted. She was a orphan. And this girl had a relationship with this other guy. So I was like, she's the mentor's daughter. And I was like, nope. And I was like, okay, I guess never mind. Let's throw that conspiracy theory out the window.
Well, and everybody and their brother was like, y'all are so much alike. Y'all are so much alike.
Yes.
Y'all are like, and I was like, oh my God, they're related. Like, I can't wait for them to find out and it to be this like massive like explosion moment, and then her to have like all the feelings of like, my mother abandoned me, well, like she mentored me and then she died, and like I didn't know she was my mom, like that would have added like suspense to it and stuff, and like a really good emotional moment for like Magnus to kind of like, I guess, console her and stuff. Well, and it was just like, nah.
I thought honestly what was gonna happen was that they were all going to get arrested. And then at the end of the book, the mentor comes up and was like, well, I guess I got my crew back together. Like,
One person did get arrested and then just broken out of jail.
Yeah, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was like, yeah, I'm going to jail, whatever. I don't really care. I don't really care. It's whatever. I'm like, sir. But like, I absolutely loved B.
Yep.
And what was the guy's name? It's like
Sebastian?
Sebastian. That's what it was. I was like, starts with an S. I love their relationship. I love how they had more chemistry than the main characters. Why? Why? Is it because like they have never met? It's because Sebastian was really flirty? Is it because I love the whole concept of like a bad boy who dates around settling down for one girl? Maybe. But like, I love the relationship. I love B. I love B's character. And I felt really, in some ways, I felt really disappointed because I felt like I wanted their story more than Celeste and Magnus,
yeah. Say, because in the epilogue, we actually get a little bit of like a kind of a side story with them for like half a second. And I'm like, oh, I like this. This is the best part of the whole book.
Yes. You're like, that's the one part I like. I also really like the scenes where they were like trying to like B was going through and they were trying to figure out where to put the stuff, and Sebastian got caught. I like that scene because it had more action to it and it had more things happening, because I felt like most of this was them. Yes, the whole point is that they're traveling around, they're going on this scavenger hunt, but like you said before, there was no high risk.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this is the guy I gotta talk to. Hi, I'm gonna talk to you. Like,
I'm gonna say this weird set of words, and they're gonna be like, I knew you were coming. It's like, what are you doing? And then the other character I like too, and I think I might get her name wrong, was the princess, the Estonian princess, Anastasia, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked her. She was fun.
Yeah, she was fun.
And I really wish like maybe they changed the heist to more of like the heist they boggled years and years ago that kind of messed up their relationship. Like, this is kind of like a redemption arc, because the princess is like, I don't give a crap that y'all stole my stuff. I just hate the press that was behind it. So we're going to make like better press to like get the focus off of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been more fun too. Like, I don't know. It just seemed very weird. And I know we read a book like this, The Rosewood Hunt, where everything was like really weirdly planned, and they had like people placed to help out and stuff. But that was written very well. This was not written very well.
Yes, but also,
and then there was random sex scenes for no reason.
Yeah, and like, I guess like I don't mind a little, hanky panky in a book. I don't mind it. I'm a romance reader, girly. I've read Icebreaker, okay? But like, the thing is that the sexual scenes just felt very forced, and I don't want to say boring, but like, it just felt like, yes. And like, listen, I don't usually skip through sex scenes. I'm like, I'll just listen to it, whatever, or read it. But their sex scenes, I just couldn't get through. I was like, I literally physically could not get through. And I really wanted to like this book mostly because of the fact that like I wanted like Ocean's 13. I wanted like Found Family, but like I just couldn't do it. I did like Lawrence though.
Lawrence was fun.
Yeah. It was it San Diego? Was that the guy?
Santiago.
Who was Santiago? Who's that? Was that the girl? Listen, I feel like I'm so bad with memory because I read my books and then throw them out.
Wasn't he like the older one, the older getaway driver or something?
Yeah, he was. Oh, wait, no, he's the guy with B, right?
No, Sebastian was the guy with B.
I thought it was San Diego with B.
Maybe it was Santiago. I don't know. Honestly, this is how much we cared about this.
Yeah, I just like, listen, I wanted to read a book that had Ocean's 13 themed. I wanted to read a book that was full of romance, which it was, but like good romance and a little bit of like, I don't want to say thriller, but like more like action of you being like on the edge of your seat. And I was really excited to read this book, especially because the main character was POC. But like, I think that if I read this book not for the podcast, I would have had to DNF it.
Yeah, I probably would have DNF'd it about 25% in.
Yeah, and that's really sad too. Now, question for you: if they do make a second book to this,
Mhm.
and they do have B and the guy that she's with, would you read that book?
I'd be very hesitant, but I might read it just for the sake of B.
Yeah, I might read it, but like I just did not like this writing style. I did not like her
Yeah.
writing, and that's not.
Listen, it would be a NetGalley request, but not a book I would buy.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be a book I would have to. I think that I would. Well, first off, I'd be scared to ruin the story because, like, in my head, I already like B, and so I wouldn't want to read her
Mhm.
point of view. Because what if I don't like her point of view? So I don't know, Sam. I don't know. I don't
We
know.
will cross that bridge if it ever shows up.
Yes, we will. Is there anything else you would like to add about this book?
So glad it's done.
Yeah, me too. I think this was
That's
like a
it.
rough book to come back to from vacation because like when you come back from vacation to work, you're like, ugh, I'm back at work.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Not that I don't like the podcast. That's what I'm saying. But like getting back into the rhythm of reading a book in 3 or 4 days, and then having a book that you don't really like, it's like, ugh, no, why you gotta do this to me?
Yeah.
But so if you guys like this podcast and like to support us, please remember to rate us on Spotify as it does help push our podcast out there. Also remember to check us out anywhere else you can find a podcast, such as like obviously Spotify and Apple. Also remember that we do have a YouTube channel called Just More Page, and Sam will tell you about the rest of our socials.
So if you think we are absolutely hilarious, which fun fact, my friends, we are. Duh. We do have a TikTok. It is Just One More Page Podcast. And for all the pictures and stories and anything else we decide to post, we do have an Instagram. It is Just One More Page Official. So go ahead and check us out on there. Come follow us. Come slide into our DMs. We love talking to you all. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will talk to you all next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.